Hey guys, it's B. Today's tutorial is really going to be learning how to get flawless looking skin. I know sometimes on camera my skin just looks, looks really great. It's because the camera is very forgiving, the lighting is very forgiving, and without my makeup I do have very many flaws. I am acne prone, I have acne scarring, I have discoloration, I have dark circles, have all of those things, but I have learned some tips and tricks with my foundation and my concealer and my powder and different things like that that will help you have flawless looking skin. So I definitely do not have flawless skin, but I want to show you kind of my foundation routine and how to get that kind of airbrushed look, and I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. And if you want to learn how to do this, just keep watching. Okay guys, here I am with no makeup, clean face. The first thing that is crucial to having flawless looking skin is prepping your skin for foundation. And so there's a couple of things that I do before I actually put foundation on. So I want to share that with you really quick. I went ahead and did it, but I'm going to share with you. The first thing is you want to moisturize, because if you have a dry face and dry skin, the foundation is not going to look smooth. It's just not going to have the finish that you're wanting to have. So especially right now, it's winter time, and so my skin is extra dry. I have oily combination skin, but just even if you have oily skin, you still need to moisturize because it's going to help the application of the foundation. So I just put on my Up and Up moisturizing skin lotion, and I got this at Target. It's just like the Aveeno, just the generic brand. So I just did one pump of that and I just put that all over my face. And what I typically do in the morning is that's the first thing when I get out of the shower. The first thing I do is with clean hands is I put my moisturizer on and let it sit for about 10 minutes so it can soak in and my skin is actually, moisturized and it's not just sitting on top of my skin. I also apply an eye cream, and this is the Advanced Firming and Anti-Wrinkle Eye Day and Night Cream, and it's the Walgreens brand. I think it's supposed to be like L'Oreal, and it just is like a jar like that, and I just dip my finger in, and I just take it and I just pat it under my eyes. So I've already done that as well. The skin under the eye is a very sensitive, fragile type of skin, so you don't want to be tugging and pulling on it, but you still want to hydrate that even more because that is an area that tends to get dry, and when you put concealer to cover dark circles and things like that, you can start getting those like little white bumps and things like that, or the makeup will start to settle because the area is dry. So you do want to add a little bit extra moisture, so you can, if you find any kind of eye cream, you can just put that on right there. Sometimes I might skip the eye cream and use my Garnier Skin Renew Anti-Puff Roller. You've probably seen these. And basically what it does is you just roll it a couple of times underneath, and it helps with the puffiness, and it helps with the dark circles, and just kind of cools that area. And then I just pat it dry right on under my eye. Be very careful. I use my ring finger and I just kind of pat it because that's a very, very sensitive area. Okay, so after you moisturize, what you're gonna need, and some of you may not know this, but you need a good face primer. A primer is going to make a world of a difference at the application. If you want flawless looking skin, if you want a smooth finish, a primer is key. Just like when you're painting your walls, you like to use a primer so then you can have a smoother finish, and the paint actually sits on that even better. So I am going to be using my Victoria's Secret's Pro Primer, and it's their Airbrush Effects Face Primer, and it does have SPF in it. And so try to find a moisturizer or a primer with SPF because it helps you protect your skin against the skin's harmful rays. I'm just going to pump that, and I usually use 1.5 pumps, and it looks like that. I got this for like $4 because I had like a $10 off coupon. So I'm just going to rub that all over my face, and you just want to get all over. Try to do an even coverage, and I'm going to kind of lightly put it under my eyes because I still want primer under there, and then just bring it down the neck. So next, what I'm going to be using today is my Maybelline Dream Smooth Mousse. And I am in Natural Buff 255. I'm using a lighter color for the winter time. And I like to use a stippling brush and this is from Walmart, and I just tap it 2 or 3 times, and then what I'm going to do is place the color all over. I'm just going to kind of dab it first, and then I'm going to buff it in. So this is really easy. This makes the application very easy. You can still use that sponge, but I like the way the stippling brush makes it look. So I'll just do a little bit, and I'm really just trying to even out my skin tone. And then of course bring it down here. Don't stop right here. You don't want that. Make sure you get all the way to your ear on your hairline, because you don't want that line of foundation, because that looks not very good. So just buff that into your skin. Once again, just make sure you get that hairline up there. And then what I like to do is kind of brush it very slowly and softly under my eyes. And then I just do a really quick swiping over my eyes to help with the skin tone. Okay, after that we want to conceal any blemishes that maybe the foundation was not strong enough to cover. So, and then under our eyes, notice I have some dark circles, some discoloration right under my eyes. I'm going to use my Pixie Concealer Kit. I got this at Target a little while back on clearance. I'm going to use this salmon color right here under my eyes. The color you want to use under your eyes is like a salmony color to combat with that dark blue tone. That's a great color. So I'm just going to kind of pat it underneath until there's even coverage, and then I'm going to kind of blend it in. You want to get this, usually there's a dark pocket right here. There's a dark pocket in that inner corner. I'll kind of scoot up, and right down there, and you want to get all the way up to that lash line to kind of hide those dark circles. But try to pat it as much as you can, as opposed to tugging. And then I'm going to use this green color right here to counteract with some red areas. Like if you have some red blemishes or pimples, I try to counteract it with that green. And then sometimes if I need to, I'll take like a brown, I'll kind of mix it and just kind of have a little bit of coverage, because I do get pimples. No matter how good I take care of washing my face, I always still have blemishes and pimples. So I got this one up here. I'm just kind of patting it on. That's all the concealing I'm doing. I try to use as little amount of concealer as I need to, because if you do too much concealer, it can start to look cakey, and we don't want to look cakey. That is not the effect we want. Okay, so next what we want to do is we want to warm up that foundation and help it melt into our skin, to help it look like our skin is, that foundation is actually our skin. So what I like to do is I like to take my hands and I actually like to press that foundation. I know this seems funny. I'm going to press that foundation into my skin. And what it's doing is my hands are warming up that foundation, and it's helping it settle even more. And it's going to give you a more natural look. So I know this seems really funny, but it really helps out. And it helps you have that more natural look. You don't want to look cakey. You don't want to look like you're wearing makeup. You want to look like you have flawless skin. And then what I do is I take my 2 ring fingers and I just set it right under my eyes to warm up that concealer even more. Even though I use my fingers to conceal, I'm just going to warm it up even more to help it melt in there. So that just takes an extra few seconds, and it really does add a lot. So what we're going to want to do now, the last step, is we want to set that liquid foundation with a powder, and that's going to help it stick and last throughout the day and not move or budge and stuff like that. So I'm just going to, you can take whatever powder. I'm just using my Maybelline Dream Matte Powder. You can get this at any drugstore. I'm using a big fluffy brush. And if you really want, depending on the type of finish you want, will depend on how much powder you like. If you really like a flat matte, use a stiffer brush. What I really like a very natural looking finish. I don't want it to look too powdery. So what I do is I use a very light hand. So I'm going to get some on the edge of my brush, and I'm going to very, very lightly dust this on my face. And it's more so just going to set it. It's not so much going to add coverage, but I am I'm just trying to set my makeup. What I'll do usually, I go all over my face, but what I do is I'll just have a little bit extra coverage on my T-zone where I tend to get really oily. So that's totally up to you. That's however you like your finish. So that's as simple as it is to have your fresh face ready to go for the rest of your makeup. You could stop there. Of course, you can add whatever else to your face, and I believe that it's going to help you have a flawless looking face. So I hope that this tutorial was helpful to you. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Thank you so much for watching. You guys rock. Have a great day. Bye.